A beautiful afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Gerdes with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to our balcony. You can see we've got some beautiful views out there. One of the reasons why we love living here in Philadelphia so much is the view. It's so gorgeous here. Today, I want to talk to you about the law of growth. The law of growth basically is something that says nothing's going to remain the same. You're either going to expand or you're going to decline. And one of the things I've found is that sometimes the law of growth hurts because it causes us to have to go to places where we have not gone before. Sometimes it calls for us to react in ways that we haven't reacted before. With the things that have happened this week, a lot of us have been upset. And a lot of people right now are angry with what happened in Minneapolis and previously what's happened around the country when black people, for one reason or another, got killed ostensibly because they were black. That brings up a lot of rage in a lot of people, including white people. And it should. But what we can do is we can move from rage to action. We can move from rage to making some decisive, constructive actions. And I hope that we do. I hope that we educate ourselves and we educate our children and we educate society so this sort of behavior never happens again. And one of the ways that we can do that, I hope that we do, is contact our state legislators and our country's representatives and senators and see that we have equal education throughout the land. So you don't have pockets where people aren't fairly or equally educated as compared to other pockets because they're fortunate enough to have a higher tax base. That's just not fair. We need to be fair. I think that for us to know peace in the world, for us to know good for our fellow man, it has to start with treating everybody justly. You might have noticed some of our friends. See, right up here, I've got my bird feeder, and they like coming to eat here. So if we have a couple visitors pop in, don't let us disturb us. The point is, things can't remain the same. Even if we wanted to, things will not remain the same. Now, I understand the riots that have been going on, but we have to recognize that some of the riots have been going on, yes, because people are angry, but also sometimes people are coming out of a pent-up anger and a pent-up frustration that it's acting out in ways that frankly, are beneath humanity, are beneath where we should be. And we should call forth the better angels within us to rise up above that. And I trust that we do. I also recognize that I have an opportunity too to look for the good in people. I have an opportunity too to look for the good in myself and to move from hate, to move from anger, to move to forgiveness and move towards being a part of the solution rather than being a part of the problem. I have to recognize that everything out there is a reflection of what's going on in here, somewhere, somehow. And I recognize that may be the collective what's going on in here, but there's something that I can do about it right here, right now, is to see a better world. See a world that, as we say in religious science and CSL, a world that works for everyone. And if a world has to work for everyone, if we want a world that works for everyone, we have to insist upon it right here, right now, within ourselves. We can no longer accept some people being treated better than other people. We can no longer accept some people being allowed to, some people not being taught well enough. It's unfair. We need to seek fairness. We need to seek justice. And you know what? I know that we are. I know that out of this experience, something good is going to happen. I know that something good is happening. And I think that we can use this experience that's gone on this week. I believe his name was George Floyd. Perhaps George Floyd will be the last black man that was killed innocently by a policeman. We can hope. And this we can look to be a monumental shift in humanity where we move beyond dealing with people that way, treating people that way, and to embracing one another as our brother and our friend. This is a new opportunity we have to embrace a greater idea of love, to embrace a greater idea of life. And I trust that we do that. I know that one of the problems with that is it's not easy. I know within myself, I have to work sometimes to look for the good. I have to work sometimes to let go of anger. I have to work sometimes to let go of resentment. But if I take a look at why I have that resentment, if I look at why I have that anger, there's something within that that gives me an opportunity to do something to change that. If I'm angry with the status quo, I can take a look to see what was my part in allowing that status quo to be the status quo and to make changes. I think right now, society is calling upon us to be more than we've ever been before. I think the universe is calling on us to move up and beyond what we've known and what we've expressed as human beings. I think that God, Spirit, is calling upon us to be that which we are destined to be, truly spiritual beings. And I know that as we move up towards and embrace that greater idea, Spirit infuses us, reaches to us, and helps us move into the creation of a new species. And we are potentially that new species, that mankind spiritual species that is destined to take the place of what's gone on before. I think that we are at that place where evolution is happening, and it's painful. We need to be conscious. We need to make choices that express that greater idea of life, and be a part of the change, be a part of the evolution. And to do that, we need to embrace the greater idea of love, fellowship, humanity for all people, brotherhood, sisterhood, treating everybody equally. And along that lines too, if you have a Muslim brother, love them. If you have a Christian brother or sister, love them. If you have a Buddhist, a Sikh, a Hindu, a religious scientist, a Jew, love them. Because we're all children of the same Mother, Father, God. And this idea of that one religion is better than another religion, one religion has the only pathway to God, is silly. It's insane. Let's let go of that insanity. Let's allow that idea to be one of the ideas that is rolled up on the scroll and put on the shelf, because it does not serve us any longer. Let's embrace the greater idea. And with that, I thank you for joining with me today, and I thank you for joining in The View today. And if you had had the opportunity to see that Yoga's running around down here, she loves being out here on the balcony with us. Stay tuned for tomorrow when Dr. Maxine is going to be giving a wonderful presentation at 10:30 live stream. To see that, all you need to do is go to cslphilly.org, which is also a place where you can see previous live streams from Sunday mornings and previous love notes that she and I have left for you during the week. It also provides you with an opportunity to check out some classes we got coming up. And there's some good classes, and there's a book study group going to be starting on the Science of Mind too on Saturday, June the 20th, and it's free. So check that out. Oh, and there's an opportunity for you to make a contribution too. Remember, what you give says what you are, and you always attract that which you are. We give thanks for you joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon and a great weekend. Love you. Bye.